Hi, my name is Lotfi, and today I'm going to tell you how everything that's going on in the world, on the world stage, but also in your personal life, can be helped, your experience of it, your dealing with it, can be helped through the work I do, the service I offer, and the way I look at the world, and specifically the tools I use. Tools that I've been using for 20 years now, or actually more, that help me navigate these times without completely freaking out. Yes, I do experience stress sometimes. I do have my moments of tension, but I manage to come relatively quick back to my center, and I do not lay awake during the night worrying about what will happen or worrying about what is happening close to me or far away from me. So if this resonates with you, if this feels like, whew, wow, if I could do at least part of this, then it would help me. Well, that is what I thought over 20 years ago, actually 21 years ago, when I met someone who was calm, was relaxed, and it didn't freak out when situations got stressful. Stressful for me. That person stayed calm. And I wish to have at least half of his calmness, because that would mean that my life would transform. Today, and already for, I don't know how many years, 10 years or more, I can say I reached that level, not the level I set, but the level of that person. In my own way, I'm not a copy of that person, of course, but there is a level of peace and calm. Sometimes it's really annoying for people around me, because for them, me not stressing means I do not care or I'm crazy. But hey, stress never brought me anything good. Calmness did. So, without further ado, let me tell you how I look at the world and which tools I use and which tools I can teach you or offer you so that you can also reach a level of calmness that serves you, that serves your interests, that makes your life go a bit smoother, makes you able to enjoy more the good things in your life and not worry too much about the bad things. Like, subscribe, and share. So, one of the first things I learned was short meditations, really short meditations, 3 to 5 minutes to be exact. Now I do even 20-second meditations, 30-second meditations, and they bring me back to my center. I started applying these at work at first, and on the way to a stressful meeting. I started applying these when I would feel tension in my body. Then I started applying these to prepare for something, to be well focused on what I'm going to do. Like before recording a video like this one, just take 20-30 seconds and I'm there. If there's a lot of agitation, I'll take a few minutes. What does it matter? As long as it benefits me. I take as long as I need. Then I also started to do grounding, physical grounding. Putting my hand on a tree trunk. Maybe walking bare feet. Maybe not being bare feet, but walking very consciously, very slowly, feeling how my feet are touching the ground. And later I learned energetic grounding, which is a whole other level. And I learned to clean myself, to recharge, and even to shield. So when I enter a crowded space, like a supermarket, for example, or a market in general, an open market, I do shield. I ground, I clean, I shield. And then when I leave the space, I do not have a headache. But if I forget to do it, I generally have a headache. So when I forget, life reminds me like, hey, you forgot to do it. So the next time I definitely do it. But even if I have the headache, I can release the headache through grounding and cleaning again. All these techniques I just shared, I teach them. And I do teach them combined now in a program that I'm offering, which is a 6 or 12 months program. You may say, what, so long? Well, the program includes much more than this. The program is not just about learning these techniques, it's more about having a weekly moment for yourself, a moment where you reconnect with yourself, where you shut out the rest of the world. You come in this video call with me, with other people. I lead the exercises. I train you on them. We practice together, but I also share a lot more. I talk about the energies at play in that period. If you have questions, you get to ask them, and I will answer. We have discussions. We discuss how you have been practicing the things I taught, what worked for you, what didn't work. I give you some recommendations. So it's very interactive, but it's a fixed moment in the week where you can recenter, which helps you get through the week. I experienced that myself during lockdowns, the main lockdown, in a really dark period. It was a dark period in my life, it was a dark period in the world, but I had that weekly meeting, the group of people, and that really got me through it. If one of us was having low energy, the others would actively or even passively help raise the vibration. Allow the person to release whatever had to be released. We had our discussions, basically the things that I just shared now. But in this program about organizing, this is the focus, so I teach a lot. And generally every 2 weeks we have a new subject, and I have a whole list of subjects, but I also look at what's at play now. It may not be in the list, or it may be later on the list. So we look at the needs of the group that came together. So if I have, for example, 2 groups a week that I'm organizing, well, the 2 meetings will be different because different people have different needs. Something I use in my work is channeling. I do channel a lot, actually. When I go in a certain energy, things start to come out. It's my soul who starts talking through me. As far as I know, I'm not channeling some entity, some alien, some whatever. As far as I know, it's just my soul. But that's not relevant. It's not relevant who you channel. And by the way, everyone can channel. So there's also something I may teach you. If the group wants to learn this, we can dedicate a few sessions to that, to train on how to channel, so that you can also connect with your soul. Hearing your soul is quite practical in life. It will really avoid you having a lot of shit in your life. It will help you go through things much faster, make those decisions that lead to something good instead of having more life lessons in a harsh way. And the reason most of us don't hear their soul speaking to them is because the mind is always like blah, 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 blah. So during the practices, some of them are already named, we calm the mind. We put the mind at ease so the mind can rest for a moment. And the mind gets silent. And then we can hear the inner voice. And different people hear it in a different way. Some people hear voices, some people see images, some people have the knowing, some people start to write things down. It doesn't matter what is your way, but you can learn. Have it your way. And because I'm channeling, I'm also offering private sessions just for the channeling. A 20-minute session where you come with a specific question and I ask my soul to connect with your soul and get the answer from your soul. Because your soul knows best what you need to hear, what you need to know, what you need to do. So basically, I'm a translator. And once you learn to silence your mind, you learn to channel yourself, and you won't need that anymore because then you can sit and ask your soul, hey, I'm stuck with this thing. What should I do? Am I on the right path? Should I make a turn somewhere? But if this is not possible yet, if you cannot do this yet, there's no shame. I had people channeling things for me. I still have people sometimes channeling for me because somehow I do not get the right answer, or I do not, or I need a different perspective. So maybe I get an answer from their soul, who looks at things from a different angle, who gives me their perspective, which shows me the bigger picture. Because my soul is talking from my perspective. In the soul answer session, I do ask your soul to talk. So I just transmit the message. But if I ask somebody to channel for me or to give their soul's perspective, then we get different angles. I can also do that for you if that's what you want, what you need. Just like humans have different perspectives on angle, from different angles on a subject. I also do work using the channeling, using the intuition, which is basically the channeling, to help resolve trauma, sexual and non-sexual. And what I basically do is guiding the client to the root source of the trauma, which you may or may not remember, or you may think that you remember something, but you may not have the full picture. So I guide you so that you will find the root source. You will get the answers you need, and you can heal the wound at the core. I personally do not believe in just working on the symptoms. Yes, in some cases, people need medication to help reduce the symptoms so that they are able to actually start doing the work, working on themselves, diving in deep. But my preferred route is to just do the diving deep using meditation, grounding, yoga, whatever natural method to calm down and then go inwards. And when you resolve something at the root, it's gone. You may still have a memory, but you will not have the pain with it, or the pain will be much softer. And the reason I specified sexual and non-sexual is because sexuality has been an important thing in my life. I have had a lot of experience in that area, aside from having been assaulted at the age of 7, and so on, and so on, and so on. This kept being a theme that comes back in my life. It's related to the second chakra, which also is very powerful in my case. And I've seen how this is one of my specialties. That's why I name it. I don't just say trauma, I specify also sexual trauma. And from my experiences, most women do have a trauma there. You do not need to be raped or physically assaulted to have a trauma there. I mean, you may not even remember that it happened, but you may feel a blockage. That brings me to the next thing. I help people lift blockages, and the blockages have a source. The source is often a traumatic event, which does not mean it was a very big hit. Sometimes it could just be somebody telling you something in a very specific moment in time, or it could be a very specific person, and so it has a very big impact on you, and it can block something in you. So it may not be like a trauma, but it can be a blockage. So when you have blockages, I treat them the way I treat trauma. Going back to the root source, solving it there, releasing it, and from there, creating the freedom to start living your life fully. This will lead to finding finally your purpose. And spoiler alert, your purpose today may be very different from your purpose 10 years ago and 10 years from now. So from time to time, we need to revisit that. And for example, if you work with me on that, at a certain moment you may feel like, I need to redo the work. Well, there's a very big chance because we've done it together. I'm not just telling you and just channeling the answers for you and okay, now you know. I will guide you to find the answers within yourself. And because we do this together, and next time, there's a very big chance you can do it yourself. So you can update yourself. You can update your path in life. You can update your purpose. These are the main things I do. You may have a very different question. Well, just ask me, and I'll tell you if I can help you with it or not. I hope that I inspired you to take action, to start working on things that you feel like, well, they need work, they need change, and feel free to contact me. I wish you a wonderful day. I'm looking forward to working with you. Like, subscribe, and share.